I'm mad this month. I hate to say it. I'm mad. I have never been mad with this project before because this project has always been a really, really fun project for me. And comparing it to last year's Pan That palette, I was hate panning and hate panning and hate panning. And this year, I've really not been hate panning because, I mean, spoiler, I'm wearing this palette on my eyes today and I love this palette so much, but there are a few things in this update that have just really, really annoyed me, and we're not friends. We're not friends today. I'm sorry, we're just not. This is my Pan That palette. It is the That's Taupe with a few Blue Moon shades mixed in, because if you know me, you will know I absolutely love blue eyeshadow so much. So that little pop of blue is just going to keep me creative, keep me motivated, and keep me reaching for this palette. And it is officially October, which is really scary and terrifying for me. I really don't like that. Where is this year gone? I know everyone says that all the time, but like, ouch. Yeah, what? I did this look in a Get Ready With Me. It would have gone live a few days ago. It is a full face of project panning products. So everything on my face today is being used in a project. And like I said, it is using this palette. But just before we do jump into the video today, guys, if you have not already, definitely like and subscribe because it would mean the world to me. You do not want to miss the progress in the coming months. I think we're going to have an amazing, amazing, amazing time. I have recently cut out Pan Those Eyeshadows from my channel here, so that means that this palette will get more of a look in, and this palette will be more used than it has been over the past few months. That's what my brain is saying anyway. We'll cross our fingers and hope that that is what's actually going to happen, but I think that this palette is gonna like fly by over the next few months. I feel motivated. Even after this whole rant that I've just been on, I do feel like we can do it, okay? Pan Those Eyeshadows have gone. We've made space for some things, and so I hope that this is gonna have some more love soon. So without further ado, let's jump in to the progress pictures of this palette. This is what the palette looked like last month. Hopefully you can see we have made amazing progress throughout the year. I did roll this in January, and back in January, the only shade with pan was the deep blue matte in the bottom corner. The other shades did not even have pan on them, and now you can see this palette is so used. This is what it looks like today. No new pans. However, I do feel like I've expanded Boa. I think I've expanded Rock Steady and also the deep brown on the middle bottom row. Let me know, what do you think? Can you see what I'm talking about here? Pan expansion, I think, is good. I think it is. I don't know. I think Boa is definitely expanding. I think we're about halfway to panning Boa, which actually makes me so upset because I've been panning this for 10 months. What do you mean we're halfway? No, we're a little bit more than halfway. You know what? We're a little bit more. Please say we're a little bit more than halfway. I feel like these pans have expanded a little bit. Rocksteady and Bedrock have definitely expanded a little tiny bit. No new pans, but you know what? I have some thoughts about this palette. And for the first time this month, I wouldn't call it burnout, but I've started to feel it a little bit. I've not been reaching for this as much. I've been loving going into my collection and just picking random eyeshadow palettes to use. And I think me cutting Pan Those Eyeshadows has been a bit of a catalyst to me just wanting to use my collection a little bit. Now, I don't know if that's just like a phase, I'm like free and I'm going crazy, or I don't know if that is just like me now, my mindset. I think this coming month will be the decider for that. I mean, I still have used this palette a hell of a lot. I'll go into the weights and the uses and everything like that in a little bit. But I'm starting to feel it just a little bit. However, I am hopefully going to be starting my new job this month, technically. I'm filming this in September still, but you're seeing this in October. So in October, I should hopefully be starting my new job, which means I'll be doing my everyday makeup look a lot more, which uses all of these taupes. That is my everyday go-to if I don't know what to do or if I just want a basic staple look. I use all of these taupes in one look. So that would be amazing if I could do that. The blues are still pretty unused. However, I have made progress throughout the year. So The blues are just there for motivation and to stop me getting bored. All right, let's talk about uses. So Boa, this is my lid setting shade. I use this every single time I do my makeup, and I have used this 17 times this month for a total of 194 uses in the project. It's a hell of a lot. It really, really is. Nearly 200 uses, and this is the size of the pan. Yes, it is a big pan, okay? It's a pretty big pan. However, like, 200 uses. I think when I rolled this palette in as Pan That Palette, I kind of forgot the stigma that Colourpop mattes have. It's quite well known in the panning community that Colourpop mattes do not play around. Colourpop mattes are crazy difficult to hit pan and finish. And I'm really realizing that 200 uses and we're still going. It is still going strong. It is nowhere near being finished yet. And so I'm not going to have this finished by the end of the year. I was still holding out hope a few months ago, being like, yeah, I can have that finished. I can have this finished. Maybe I can finish this. And a lot of people in the comments were like, I don't think so. And you know what? You're right. I'm not going to have any more shades finished, I don't think. Maybe Snake Eyes, but October, November, December, 3 months, possibly, if I really, really focus on it. But we'll talk about all of that later on in the video. So nearly 200 uses for Boa, still nowhere near being finished. Pebble Beach, we finished ages ago. This was a really loose shade. It was like the black sheep of this palette, and it gave me a false sense of security because we had this completely done with 51 uses and it was done. I'd look at this and the kick up would hit me in the face, and nothing is like that in this palette anymore. So you know what? We had one finished shade. That's pretty good. The shade Lumi is the first shade from the Blue Moon palette. Maybe we've expanded this pan a teeny tiny bit, but honestly, nothing crazy. I've only used this 4 times this month for a total of 47 uses in the project, which isn't great, but it's 47 more uses than it would have had if it wasn't in this project. And that's what I'm really starting to think now with these blues. No, I'm not going to have them finished by the end of the year. Am I going to have pan on this shade? No, and that's okay. It's still been used a lot more than it would have been used, and that is fine for me. I've loved them, I've used them, and you know what? That is fine. The shade Slated, I'm slowly working at. This is one of those like super shock, super high shine eyeshadows, and I really, really love this shade. I've used this 5 times this month for a total of 53 uses in the project, which is still 53 uses, and there's no pan on it, which is insane. I mean, even the Colourpop shimmers are so difficult to hit pan on. I'm really, really playing on hard mode this year, and so I'm giving myself a little bit of slack. I'm accepting, you know what, I've still done a really, really good job, and if this was any other formula, I'd have probably finished this shade by now. You know, 53 uses is a lot of use. I'm okay. It's fine. Next, we have the shade Snake Eyes. I've used this 5 times as well. I kind of layer these two together to make a really glittery, like high shine eyeshadow look. And I have used this 66 times in this project, which again is an amazing amount of use. 66 uses in one eyeshadow throughout the whole year. Well done, me. I think when I see this palette, I forget about the work that has gone into it. 66 uses in one eyeshadow is amazing. And again, with most other eyeshadows, that would have been gone by now with 66 uses. And so, you know what? I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep that motivation. I'm going to just say, you know what? I've done really, really well. And I am going to be working on this quite a lot over the next month, I think. I want this to be my focus shade. So hopefully we can have like one more shade done. I honestly don't know though. The shade Starry Eyes I've only used twice for a total of 20 uses in the project. And again, like I've been saying, 20 uses is so good. And with any other eyeshadow formula, it probably would have had pan on by now. But because it's Colourpop, it barely has a dip, of course. But 20 uses for a bright blue, I think I've done really, really well on that. So let's stop beating myself up. Let's be proud of myself, and 20 uses, I'm really, really happy with that. The shade Rocksteady, we had pan on this last month. This is my new kind of go-to shade in this palette. And you know what? I'm so happy that this has pan on. It just like makes this palette look even more used and even more loved. And I'm really, really proud of that. This is a beautiful shade. I think this is my favorite shade in the whole palette. Maybe, well, between these two. And Lumi. Oh, I like them all. But I'd rather love them all than hate them all. So you know what? That's good. The shade Rocksteady. Let's move past my mic. I've used this 11 times this month for a total of 78 uses in the project. And there is still only a little baby pan in here. 78 uses. It's crazy. Well done, me. I'm really, really proud of myself. Can you see this mindset change a little bit? I'm definitely... yeah, beating myself up a little bit less about this. I'm so proud of this shade. This took me so long to hit pan on. I'd only hit pan on it last month, and last month we hit 67 uses. So over 60 uses just to hit pan on a shade is absolutely mental. And when I think about it in that aspect, I'm really, really happy with this palette. The shade Bedrock, now this is what has really annoyed me, okay, because I use this every single day. I use it in my brows. It is my brow shade, and I do have it as a deepening inner and outer corner shade for this look today. I have finally hit the 200 use mark in this eyeshadow. Oh, I don't know how to feel about that. I've used this 17 times this month for a total of 209 uses in the project. That is absolutely crazy. 209 uses, and I don't even know if we're halfway to panning this whole thing. 200 uses is insane. I have been dipping my brush in this side of the pan, so the other side is really steep, but then it kind of smooths out a little bit. So I mean, I don't think I'll have this anywhere near being done by the end of the year. I think we'll expand the pan by a few millimeters, but anything other than that, we'd be pretty lucky. This is not only really firmly pressed, it is also really, really pigmented, and I only use the teeny tiniest brush because I use it in my brows. So hey, I'm trying, I'm using it, and again, if it wasn't in this project, it wouldn't have been used at all. So I'm really happy with the progress overall. Is it a little bit annoying? Yes, it is, but it's okay. We move on, we try our best. And finally, the shade Clued In, I've only used twice this month for a total of 20 uses in the project. It's a deep blue, it's pretty hard to get use on every day and day to day, so again, 20 uses more than it would have been used if it wasn't in this project. So I hope you can see this kind of mindset change that I've had. I've gone from I need to use everything all the time and I need to get as much progress and why is my pan not expanding, to, you know what, let's take a chill pill, let's understand this, and let's be proud of ourselves. I feel less stressed with this, but as I said before, I definitely am feeling a little bit, not burnt out, it's not as like severe as burnout, but I'm starting to notice it a little bit. I'm starting to want to use other things, and I think that's only natural. I'm very lucky that I've got to October, and now I'm starting to get a little bit of that itch, because other projects I've felt that in like May. So I'm really, really proud of this. I'm really, really happy with this. Now, the most annoying part of this project is the weights. Now, sometimes eyeshadows or makeup gain weight, and that is what's happened this month. Now, a lot of people say it's because of like moisture in the air, and like the moisture gets into the eyeshadows and it like makes it heavier. I don't really know the science behind it. I'm not a science girl. I went to drama school for a reason, okay? But it does happen sometimes. And it's even more annoying because we were just about to hit a massive milestone. But you know what? It's fine. It's okay. Smile through it. It's fine. So last month, this weighed 89.39 grams. This month, it weighs 89.41 grams, meaning somehow we have gained 0.06 grams, which means in total, since the start of the year, this has lost 2.93 grams. Last month, we were at 2.99 grams, and I was saying to you guys last month, next month we'll be over 3 grams, and I think this palette heard us, and it was like, you'll be what? Caitlin, you'll be what? Not on my watch. So it gained weight. which is really frustrating. But you know what? These things happen. It's okay. It's okay. This is part of my new mantra, you know, it's okay. Things happen. We can't do anything about it, and it's all right. I will get there, okay? I'll get there. So, goals for next month. I think I'm going to really double down on this. As I said, if I get that new job, I'm going to be doing my everyday makeup routine all the time, so project panning will get a little bit better. Obviously, I can't really go in to teach teenagers with a bright blue smoky eye. I mean, I could, but I don't really want that. I get scared around teenagers anyway. I'm not going to do that. So if I get that new teaching job, I will definitely be using all of these shades a hell of a lot more. I think it's only 2 to 3 days a week, but still, that's better than nothing. I'm really going to focus in on Snake Eyes. I think out of everything in this palette, Snake Eyes is the shade that I am confident that we can get really good use on, and Snake Eyes is the only shade that I'm possibly thinking we could maybe finish by the end of the year. Definitely let me know your thoughts on that, because it is a shimmer and it's part of my everyday routine, and if I get this new job, I'll be teaching a total of 3 to 4 days a week, which means 3 to 4 days a week I'll be using this palette and specifically this shade. So I don't know. I just think that we can do it. I think that's going to be like my last hurrah. I would love to end the year with 2 finished shades. And I think if I start using a brush with this especially, I think we could fly by it, because this is really thin. It's a real like steady scoop in here. It's not deep at all. So possibly maybe I could finish that shade, but everything else is just not going to happen. Maybe I could hit pan on Slated by the end of the year if I use it in conjunction with that everyday look. But other than that, this is kind of it. This is kind of it. I'm obviously going to work on expanding the pans as much as I possibly can. But how successful I'm going to be, I don't know. I'm really, really excited about Pan Those Eyeshadows leaving this channel. I was really, really scared about doing that. However, I feel like now that Pan Those Eyeshadows has gone, this is gonna get a lot more use. I think I went on this rant at the start of the video, but I feel a lot more confident with this now that Pan Those Eyeshadows has gone. I'm balancing a lot less, and I can just, I don't even pair this palette with other palettes. That's not really something that I've looked into this year. I've just been using this palette because I've just got too much on my plate. And so now maybe I can dabble in other palettes and make new colour stories and find new ways that I love this palette. So I'm excited. I'm excited to go into October, spooky ooky season. This is, well, kind of like a spooky, smoky colour story. So yeah, I'm going to have a grand old time with this palette this month. I'm not too worried about the like burnout. I don't want to call it proper burnout because it's really not. It's getting to me. I can definitely get towards the end of the year, no problem, without really feeling it. I'm not going to be hate panning, don't you worry, but it's just something that I have in the back of my mind. So yeah, this is Pan That palette for October. What do you think? This is definitely a slower update, but you know what? It's okay. I can't ask for greatness every single month, and last month we hit a new pan, so I think that's pretty good going. How are you doing with your Pan That palette? Please let me know down below. I would love to celebrate with you guys. If you guys are getting a little bit like, oh, trust me, I get it. We're getting towards the end of the year now, and it can get a little bit stressful for project pans, but you know what? You're doing amazingly. Keep going. You've got this, and I hope you have a brilliant day. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. You don't want to miss the big updates every single month. In December, I'll be doing a big slideshow of where this palette began, and every single month, the updates until the end of the year, which is crazy. Have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow for a brand new video. Bye bye.